Hey there, welcome back to Angry Bird. I'm starting Reagan videos for a little bit. I'm going to talk about him as much as I can in between political rounds of updating everybody. So, because if you don't know Reagan, it kind of starts there, policy wise. Corruption wise, it kind of starts at Nixon and further back, but the policies that really affect us today start at Reagan, and some of the corruption I'm just going to point out. So, if you don't know anything about Reagan, he was really popular as an actor and became a president. And under his watch, a lot of different things took place. A lot of economic directions took place. A lot of regulations, regulation directions started taking place. All right. The first thing I want to go into, and that's all this video is going to be about, is the Iran Contra. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about the Iran Contra is just what is it? Okay. So Iran was under a weapons embargo, and from 1981 to 1986, Reagan sold Iran weapons anyway. They ended up getting caught. The Secretary of Defense that did it was pardoned by the next president, George Bush Sr. So let that register a little bit. We weren't supposed to do it. We got caught. Secretary of Defense was facing accountability. The next president pardoned them. Okay. So what did we do with the money? So one of the things is we had a Bowman agreement, and we weren't supposed to fund Contras. That Congress said that's prohibited, illegal, this and that. A Contra is basically militants in a foreign country that we agree with going against their government. Let that fucking register. We were funding Contras. Probably still are. But so we took the money from the weapons we weren't supposed to sell and gave it and funded Contras we weren't supposed to fund. And he did that for 6 years. And so I want that to register to people, because how they did it was they found a loophole to get around the Bowman agreement. And what they did was sell weapons to Iran. Think about the GOP today in Iran. They're ready to send off their kids to go die there, literally. They're so crazed against Iran, right? They are. And back then though, it was like, hey, we got these weapons. Here you go. What do you think they used with those weapons for in Iran? 6 years of stockpiling weapons from us. No crazy people come out of Iran, do they? No crazy ideologies come out of Iran. So when we think about the GOP and we think about Reagan and we think about how popular he was and how everybody always goes back, Reagan started it all, he started it all policy wise. But that's the GOP even back then. What do you think they are today? If they let that shit go, what do you think they are today? The Iran Contra is just one little sliver. And Reagan's done so much damage to this country that this is the final stage of Reaganomics. This was what they wanted. They wanted to steal, and pretend that they were the arsonists the whole time, damaging the government, making it more corrupt, making it lobbyist legal, all this other shit. The whole time, selling they were the solution to the problem they kept making. Reaganomics is at its final stage. They twisted it. They got the poor to believe that the government couldn't function, so they voted for change. The change they got ain't what was promised, but Reaganomics is coming to roost. This is what happens when you give the wealthy all the gains for 40 years. The middle class and the poor today, as far as a share of the pie, is way less. Way fucking less. And it's because every time there was an extra $100 made, $200, $300, $400, the workers were paid the same. All that extra money was made was put in one pocket or a few pockets. 50 years, right? 40 years. 40 years. So that's what happened. Started way back when. We started getting fleeced. It started way back when they started being corrupt. And if that doesn't register about Reagan, let this register. There's a conspiracy. And of course, that means the proof isn't absolute. There's conclusions drawn, and there's a cut in a link, and they can't tie it. But the conspiracy is that Iran took those hostages on purpose to get Reagan elected so that they could get the weapons that they wanted because they were under a weapons embargo. And that by doing so, by getting Reagan elected, the first thing they did was release the hostages back, right? Next thing you know, he's selling weapons for the next 6 years until he's caught. So you could believe the conspiracy or not. It's kind of hard to say it didn't happen conclusively. You can't say it didn't happen conclusively. But that's because there's things we don't know because they're purposely hiding it. The Secretary of Defense was pardoned. So now how do we know? We don't. We just spin it in our heads and wonder. At any rate, it's just a thought. Reagan's a piece of shit. Reaganomics is a piece of shit economic system. And now we're paying for it. All right. Love y'all. Have a great day.